Good evening, and welcome to this week's edition of the podcast, Stop Crying Poser. I'm Steve, and I'll be your host. Just kidding, it's the greatest podcast known to man, as voted by Kevin James, Rick James, Kevin Durant, Rick Ross, Kevin, and the department store Ross. They will cut the prices. You get them for less. I don't know what fucking Ross is. Let's shout out everybody in the chat. We got Vero Reality, C-Sean Trainwreck, Jay Casto, Gaming with Gray, Jay Stews, Casey Plays Games, Sherry Boltberry, Ray Gribbamore, Huntrea, PLT73 Drank, Venus Dietrap, 902 Rider, Adam T42, and maybe some other people I don't know about. Maybe they didn't type hell yeah fast enough. If you guys are wondering why we always do that, if you're not tuning in live, you should be, you son of a bitch. But at the beginning of the show, I insist everyone gives me a hell yeah in the chat so that I can shout out everybody. So if you want to be a part of that, maybe you're watching this at a later date, you want to be a part of it, then tune in live every single Friday right around 3:30, 4 p.m. Pacific time, right here on twitch.tv/Ninja Lifestyle. I wanted to start out with the trivia question and give you guys a chance to win a free Ninja Lifestyle sticker pack sent directly to you, free of charge, totally free. It's like we're just giving shit away here. Here in Las Vegas, we have this thing called like the car chopper or whatever. It's like, it used to be on like daytime TV. You pull up your car to this guy and he's like, how much is this car gonna be? And this guy's like, it's like 20,000, and then the crowd goes, chop it. He's like 18.5, chop it. 16.5, chop it. 5.75 final offer. Get it fuck out the car lot or whatever. I don't know. Everyone just says chop it. Now everyone calls that guy the chopper. Anyways, music. This is gonna be an easy one unless you're stupid, and I know my viewers, so this is probably not gonna be an easy one. All right, who is the best-selling music artist or artists of all time? Best-selling music artists, and I'm not talking about no bullshit digital fucking cheating ass fucking Cardi B bullshit. I'm talking about all time. 902 Rider says Garth Brooks. You are actually one away. You got second place. Mike Jackson's actually in the number 8 spot, I believe. Casey Plays Games says the Beatles. He is the winner. Trainwreck in second place. Dark said Queen. Michael Jackson was actually my guess. I thought it was going to be Michael Jackson. Turns out Garth Brooks is a better musician than Michael Jackson. Who knew? No, I'm kidding. I'm fucking completely not serious about that. Michael Jackson is way better. I said artist, not band. I said artist or artists. People in the chat room, motherfucker. Casey is the winner. Casey, I would say talk to me in a DM and I can get your address, but I have your phone number. So I'll just go ahead and give you a little ring-a-ding-ding for that ding-a-ling. If you want them ding-a-ling. Oh, shit. So yeah, that's the trivia question. Sorry everyone lost. It was actually completely rigged. Me and Casey, we do this from time to time. We rig the entire trivia so that no one wins anything because I'm a cheapskate. I'm just kidding. So I had a really exciting week, a very stressful, super stressful week. By the way, we don't have that much news today, but I've had such an exciting week that I'm going to make this entire podcast all about me. So, fuck it. Like, it's not like any news happened, right? There's only a fucking another 3 mass shootings that happened in the past 7 days. We'll talk a little bit about that, and we'll talk about ice raids. But first, I ate some fancy food the other day. Way more important than ice raids, I had a really fancy meal. I worked extra hard this week because it was Lily's birthday. My girlfriend Lily's birthday. And last year, she kind of got fucked off on her birthday. She had to work. And then when I tried to have a birthday barbecue, she was too hungover or something. Whatever happened last year, the birthday was ruined. So this year, she wanted to go all out. Let me tell you guys what all we did. We woke up a little bit early, and I had one of my friends, one of my favorite bartenders ever. His name is Ward. He chose to be the babysitter for my sweet baby Koopa. If you guys have Koopa emotes, go ahead and spam those in the chat right now. My sweet little baby Koopa, I didn't want him to stay inside this house just stuck for 24 straight hours because he deserves better. So we took him to his favorite little play date, another little dog named Hazel. It's like a little yellow lab. So Hazel is only like 1, Koopa's 1.5, so they're just about the same size. They run and they play. Ward has a cool backyard. So I dropped him off there. I was kind of worried. Turns out everything ended up fine, but drop him off, and then okay, now it's time. It's just me and Lily time. Just Steve and Lily going out on the town. Don't give a fuck about nothing. Nobody, Jesus. Didn't have no shoes on or nothing, Jesus. We went out there. First stop, Zach Baggins. Does that ring a bell to anybody? Does anybody in the chat know who Zach Baggins is? Because I didn't. But then again, I'm not an idiot. I'm just kidding. Don't send evil spirits to haunt me. Zach Baggins is, I guess, the star of a bunch of shows about paranormal, ghost hunting, and master of the paranormal arts. He goes and investigates dead skeletons that are haunting people and ghosts coming out, the spirits and whatever. I don't know. There's a place here called Zach Baggins Haunted Museum. And I guess it's a really big deal. People come from all over the world just to go to this haunted museum. It's kind of in the ghetto, but it's also on Las Vegas Boulevard. So it's right between the really nice Las Vegas Strip and kind of like the old school Fremont downtown. So it's right in the middle of everything. So it's a pretty expensive place to be. And I've never been to a museum really ever. Like here we have this thing called a Children's Museum. I think I went to that when I was a kid at like a field trip or something. But I've never been to like a museum. I don't even know what a museum's supposed to be. But this shit was like a museum. It's supposed to be this big fucking scary haunted house. We're waiting in line. They're saying, oh, the reason he chose this house to be his haunted museum is because some kid died in this room. And they were giving me all this bullshit. All these lines. They said people used to break into this house in the 80s. And they'd go to the bottom stairs, like the basement, they'd perform satanic rituals. And I'm sitting there like, no, motherfucker. They went down there and they fucking shot heroin. That's what, there's no satanic rituals. And somebody's like, yeah, you can still find the pentagrams on the walls. And it's like, yeah, no shit, motherfucker. Tweakers draw weird shit. That don't mean they're doing fucking secret. Ooh, fucking rituals. Ooh, spooky. So they're already fucking trying to scare you. People go in there to get scared. It's the haunted museum. And I go in there, and this place is like huge. It's like 20 rooms of just like scary shit, weird like little trinkets. You ever seen that show like Antique Hunters or whatever? Where like, oh yeah, I went into the garage and there was 1,000 license plates and a bunch of fucking gas signs and a bunch of old chairs just stacked to the ceiling. That's how this place was, except it was all little haunted things, like little clowns and little scary faces and skulls, and they had a whole thing of just human skulls, like real life human skulls. There's like 50 of them just on the wall in this glass case. And so I guess it has all these celebrities who've gone there, and every celebrity who's gone there and fucked around had bad luck. They had this one story about Post Malone. Ooh, Post Malone went in there and he touched this haunted box, and I guess he immediately got into a car wreck, and then his plane went off the runway or something and crashed, and then he got robbed. Like, I guess everyone who touches this spooky box gets fucked or whatever. And here's what I don't like, man. They have this thing where it's like, oh yeah, just the other day, if somebody came in here and they felt cold and they passed out. It's like, yeah, it's cold in here and there's bad ventilation in there. I went in there, I could barely fucking breathe. And there's some rooms where they pump like a smell into the room. Like, oh yeah, this is the room where dedicated to children who've burned in fires. Ooh, you can still smell it. And it's like, no, yeah, I can. They're pumping this scent in here. It's making me sick. And I don't feel possessed. I just feel sick. So a lot of it was bullshit. They had one like scary room that was dedicated just to scary clowns, and that shit's fucking scared me. Not because I'm scared of clowns. Here's me, dude. I'm scared of any really loud fucking noise or action that I didn't see coming. Okay, it's not that oh, fuck a clown. Ooh, I'm scared. No, if you fucking smash a baseball bat onto a big bell gong in a room that's completely silent, I'm going to be really fucking scared. Like, boom, oh, shit. So what they're doing, some like 2 big pieces of wood like smashed together behind the wall. It's like, smack. And I'm just like, what the fuck is going on? And then there's one part where this fucking clown like falls out of the falls out of the fucking side of the room. Boom. Just scares you. Just a bunch of jump scares. Bullshit, pissing me off. Went through there. They had a bunch of rooms, like, just dedicated to different things. There was one room dedicated to scary dolls. And I guess there's one doll. They had this bullshit, like, machine hooked up where, like, yeah, this machine picks up neurotransmissional things in the airways. So if the doll wants to speak to you, you'll hear it through this live recording. Feel free to ask the doll a question. And everyone's like, hi, doll, how are you feeling? How was your day today? And then this noise is like, good. Thank you. So it's like, dude, it's definitely not no haunted bullshit. It's just some machine they hooked up to just sound weird and do weird shit, which annoys me a little bit, but whatever. Then we got to a room that had an actual human head that was all decayed and was in this case, and I guess they make you go in one by one because the spirit that lives in this head doesn't like to have too many people around him, so you have to go in one by one. Ooh, and don't stare at him too long because then he'll haunt you. So I go in there, I turn the corner, I'm like, oh, it was the grossest, ugliest, disgusting thing. It was a real life decaying fucking head, just old ass, fucked ass head, person's head. Didn't like that at all. Varial says shrunken heads are cool. They had one real life shrunken head, and then they had a couple of replicas, so they had all that shit. But this place is huge. Millions and millions of dollars worth of shit in this house. They had one fully functioning mini carnival. It was an entire carnival, like shrunken to be like 1 inch high, and everything like moves and spins. This model, I guess it took some guy like 10 years to make back in the day, and it's all hand painted and handcrafted from wood. And that was probably one of the coolest rooms. Then, actually, I'm lying. The coolest room there was the celebrity room, and it was nothing scary really going on in the celebrity room, but they had this memorabilia of like some awesome shit. They had the chair, supposedly, okay. They had the chair Michael Jackson died in. They had some pill bottles that were found on Michael Jackson. They had his makeup box. They had Patrick Swayze's, he had like a collection of crystals and little things. They had a collection of his Lucky Charms. And they had an actual tooth, which I don't know why this is cool, but they had Patrick Swayze's tooth. They had a bunch of other celebrities, like just clothing. There was one. Oh, they had some big mob shootout or whatever. They had some bullets from some big mob shootout. I can't think of what it was. Oh, they had Wyatt Earp. If you guys are a fan of Tombstone, it was based on a real event in history. They had Wyatt Earp's Bible, I guess, that he carried on him. Now, if all these things are real, they're all really cool things, you know, if they're real. They had another celebrity's actual heroin spoon. And here's the thing. You take a chair that looks kind of like a Michael Jackson chair, you fucking throw some dirt on it, and then you write yourself a little letter, because all of it had like these little handwritten letters that proved that it's the real chair. But it's like, dude, how do you know if that's the real chair? I don't know. Also, you know, you got all these little trinkets, these little clown masks and shit. Half this shit costed 59 cents, and then you have this $2 million chair. It's just, I don't know what's going on. They had this one torture room. Oh, I'm about to freak you guys out. I guess there was some guy that would kidnap, some serial killer would kidnap gay prostitutes or something, and he would take them to his house and fucking tie them up, electrocute them, and just torture them. And he kept a little list. I guess he put bleach in their eyeballs. And then they had an actual bed that what they said was the actual bed where he did this shit, and there's human shit on the bed. Now, I'm just saying this. A lot of these things are in pretty poor taste, because let's just say you're the parents of, you know, the poor gay dude that got fucking electrocuted and killed to death. You really want people just paying $30 for a ticket to come look at his deathbed with shit still on it? I'm calling, like, maybe some of this stuff was a little exaggerated, if not completely fabricated. And everything's supposed to be haunted. But the celebrity room was by far my favorite room. Super cool. Also, by the way, guys, we're still on the topic. Princess Schlill is Lily. that's what this whole story is about. Her birthday, the day of her birth, me celebrating. And if you guys want to in the chat, you can wish her a happy birthday. They had a Polaroid picture of Chris Farley dead, like days after he died. I didn't know this story. Okay, I saw this picture of Chris Farley, and there's blood all behind his head. So then I thought back, I was like, oh, maybe he shot himself. You know, I was almost sure that it was a drug overdose. So I guess it was a drug overdose. But they didn't find his body for a few days, so I guess his brains and shit just decayed. And also they said the drugs he was doing made his heart explode while inside his body. So there was just Chris Farley just completely dead, blood all around him on these white sheets, and they just had a Polaroid of it just sitting there. And I was thinking to myself, dude, if you're a big like Chris Farley fan, you probably wouldn't want to see that. I'd be fine if they just had maybe his heroin spoon and maybe his tooth, like good old Patrick Swayze or whatever. But for some reason, they thought that was cool. I mean, it is cool and it's something to talk about. But if you're a big Chris Farley fan, or God forbid, and somehow related to him, and you go to that place, like, oh boy, scary museum. Oh, there's my uncle, completely rotting and dead in his bed. Wow, at his lowest point. Cool. And we're all just looking at it laughing. I don't know. I thought that was kind of whack. So anyways, we did that, and then we left. Lily was a little bit unhappy with the experience. It was well worth the money we spent. Tickets were about $20-30. But she wanted to have like a demon enter her body and take over for the rest of her life. She wanted to have an experience. She wanted to be the poltergeist. And she wanted her head to go off the ground and spin around. And she wanted to, I don't know what she wanted. She just wanted to feel haunted or have an experience or see a ghost. Or have a ghost reach out and touch her on the shoulder. Strangle her and rip her through the walls. And the walls turn green and bleed and then turn upside down. And then a ghost fucking bends backwards and walks up the wall like a spider. Yeah, so she didn't really get she didn't get what she wanted out of the experience, but it was still a really good time. I would definitely recommend it if you or a loved one is interested in paranormal shit, or if you just like weird things. It's I went in there expecting to be bored out of my fucking mind, and they did a really good job on this tour of Zach Baggins Haunted Museums. So then we jump in the car, we go check into our hotel. It's a little bit gloomy, okay? We wanted to have a nice fun pool day, but we said, fuck it, we'll do that tomorrow. Next thing we do, we go to a nice, exotic, nice steakhouse. It's her birthday. I don't go out and eat crazy shit that often. I can just make it. You know what I mean? That's my new thing. I want to go out to a butcher shop and order like the most expensive shit. Like, oh, okay. Rather than pay them to cook it, I can cook the steak. But that's how we're going to do it from now on. Anyways, we go there. Really nice, dimly lit. Everyone's wearing a tie and shit. We get in there. They seat us. They push her chair in. Our server's all like nice and shit. Like, oh, blah, 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 blah. I recommend this. Oh, la, la, la. I recommend that. And, like, they're fucking pulling things away. And here's one of the coolest things about this fancy restaurant. I don't know if you guys have been to fancy restaurants. I have not been to that many. Every time they served us a food or a drink, they fucking surrounded us. So it was never one guy like, here's your drink and here's your drink. It was always one came from behind, one dropped down from the ceiling like Bret Hart, one flew in from the other side. Fucking they just hit you, go gadget, every fucking direction, shit's just coming at you, boom. Appetizer, fucking drink, wine, water, napkin, special fork only for certain things, boom. And it was fucking awesome. It was really cool. I'm wondering how they do it, because they got to be in the background fucking doing hand signs and fucking setting up these plays. Like, fuck you, go blue 4-2, fucking slant route, you come up the side, fucking Barry's gonna come underground tunnel, and then we're all gonna meet, and we're gonna give them their water. Break! But yeah, they're fucking surrounding us, which was cool. You never know what's coming, you know what I mean? So that was awesome. Lily got big-ass crab legs, a half pound, which kind of was a ripoff, because I wasn't thinking right. I was like, a half pound is a lot of food for a person to eat, you know, not like me or Vario, we can eat a lot, but generally a person's, if they get, you know, a half pound of food and then some potatoes on the side, that's going to be enough, generally, right? So I didn't realize that the heaviest part of the crab is going to be the exoskeleton. the outside of the hard part that cracks. What would you call that? The skin? I think it was his knee. It was the crab's knee. So yeah, she got the crab legs. We got this really nice appetizer. Oh, let me tell you guys about this fucking appetizer. It was called A5 Wagyu special fucking God damn it, what is that word? What is that word when it's thinly sliced? It started with an R, I think. Rapaccio? Pispaccio. Dispaccio. Carpaccio. That's what it was. So it's this, it looks kind of like pepperonis, but it's raw. Completely raw, cold meat. Just raw, cold meat on this little platter with some little, like thin, kind of like crackers or kind of like croutons or whatever. And you scrape up this raw meat and you eat it. And then you ask yourself, why did I spend $28 for 6 grams of meat? But I guess it came all the way from Japan. You know, these cows are fed like extra special shit. And super fancy fucking Wagyu Carpaccio appetizer, $28. Pretty good. Now that I don't mind spending the money, right? I don't mind spending the money if I get an experience out of it. If I get to experience something new, I'll try it. Which leads me to my meal. My main course, I got filet mignon, $58. Filet mignon, like 12-ounce filet mignon, nice big fat. Usually when I get steak at like Outback, it's like the long, like 1-inch steak. This was like a fucking, it looked just like a softball. Boom. Sat right on my plate. The chef came and took a shit, and filet mignon came out. So anyways, it was filet mignon with a side. Oh yeah, they asked me what I want to put on top. I could put crab on top. I could get this special fucking hollandaise sauce or something to put on top. Oh, I could get these sauteed special bullshit mushrooms, truffles. No. I said, I'll do the bone marrow. I don't know what the fuck bone marrow is. I know like what I've seen in a science book, but I've never just gone in and wanted to eat some bone marrow. So you know what? I said, fuck it. It's only an extra $12. I'll take the bone marrow. So I bring out the food. I get that big thing in the middle, and then it's just one bone. Boom. Bone. And I'm like, I know which part's the marrow. How do I attack this beast? And then he gave me the special spoon. You got to scrape out the marrow, put it on your steak. I'm going to tell you guys, bone marrow was really good. And my friend Ward says the bone marrow is really good for you to eat. But I don't know. I'll tell you guys what. To me, if you guys have ever had a steak that just had a lot of fat on the side, like a big old piece of like just big white thick fat on the side, a lot of people throw that shit away. I typically will give it to the dog because there's nothing wrong with that meat. Fat is what gives the meat its flavor. So sometimes, every once in a while, you'll see that fat sitting on the side. You grab it, just eat it. Fuck it. You don't care. Taste. It's the best tasting part. That's what the bone marrow tasted like to me. So I'm thinking to myself, you know what, dude? Whenever I get a ribeye from the store, it's filled with fat because I get the shitty cheap ones. It's filled with fat. I don't need to try bone marrow no more. Now that I know what it tastes like and I can associate that taste with another taste, oh no. I'm just going to grab the gristle, smear that on top now. I'd never thought of that to be an option, but you know what? It's going to give you the same type of flavor as the old bone marrow. But excellent meal. Lily got this cocktail that was like used some lime fucking concentrated orange like bubbles on top. I don't fucking know. It was good. It was great. Super fancy meal, $200 tab. Lily insisted we tipped $40, so Lily left the $40 tip, and I paid the entire $200 because it's her birthday, and I can afford it. Fuck it, we don't go out too much. Let's go hard, right? I wish I could live my entire life like that. That's the sole purpose, that I wish I was like a millionaire, so I could go do shit like that and just go, yeah, fuck the money. All right? I remember I said back in the day, this is how successful I want to be. I've told you guys this a lot of the times maybe on this very podcast. This is how successful I want to be. I can sum it up in a very simple idea. I want to be so successful that every time I go to a restaurant, I ignore every price. I don't think that's asking for too much, right? I'm going to repeat that. Every time I ever go to a restaurant, whether it be In-N-Out, whether it be fucking Burger King, or whether it be 5-star fucking #1 steakhouse ever, or maybe somewhere in the middle, fucking Outback or Applebee's. I want to be as successful to where I never look at the price, because it wouldn't matter to me, because I know I could afford it, and I'm going to get what I want to get. I'm going to eat what I want to eat. And I feel like that's not asking too much. I feel like that's a very nice middle ground sort of expectation for something that you can achieve in life, rather than say, I want to make my first million by age 19. Oh no, I just want Applebee's. I just want to get 2 appetizers instead of 1, motherfucker. That's me being successful. So yeah, I feel like we've made it. Anyways, though, at the nice restaurant, I was paying attention to everything. I could tell you the price of every single thing I ordered. The fucking steak was $56. Bone marrow was fucking $12. The carpaccio was $28. All I do is look at the price now, motherfucker. I look at the price of everything. I'll go into a bar and be like, what's the cheapest beer? What do you mean? Like, not that I'm being cheap. I'm gonna drink 50 of them. I just want to know what's the cheapest one, just because. And I have a fucking iron memory when it comes to the cheapest beer at every single bar. At Pandora's, it used to be PBR. At fucking Bacon Bar, it's Rolling Rock. At Timeout Bar, it's also Rolling Rock. At Saddle and Spurs, the cheapest one is you have to get a pitcher of PBR. At Atomic Liquor, the cheapest one is Busch. You have to get a tall Busch. I'm a fucking genius when it comes to remembering the cheapest beer at every bar in town that I've ever been to. So anyways, as far as being successful, whatever. We only get so many times that it's going to be somebody's birthday. We don't go out and go crazy, so fuck it. Fuck the money. We did the fucking nice steakhouse, and we were both pleasantly happy, feeling good on the way out of there. We left there. We met up with a couple of friends. By the way, we had already checked into the hotel. I guess I kind of missed the whole reason we're downtown. We went downtown because we're doing a staycation. I kind of left the middle part of the story out there. We're doing the staycation because we want to just get away from it all. Fuck it. Let's pretend we're tourists for a day. You know what I mean? We don't have to worry about the dog. The dog's got a sitter. It's almost like having a kid. Like, oh, you're sleeping at that kid's house. Okay, fuck you. We're going downtown. Got a nice room. All right, big old fucking bed, softest pillow I've ever slobbered on. And, the night's not over. Oh, no. We meet up with some friends, Tex and Girl Ryan and their group of friends. We hang out. We play some Keno. We're losing at Keno. Keno's not going very well. It's a gambling game. I think I blew like $40. I'm like, fuck it. I'm gambling today. I don't care. I brought $200 in cash to gamble. That's way more than I would usually ever gamble, but fuck it. You know what I mean? It's a special occasion. Going out there and gambling. Fuck it. I got it. I spend it. I got it. I spend it. So we go out there and, Tex wants to play roulette. And I go, I can't really afford roulette. And he goes, no, it's $1. It's $1 roulette. And I go, oh, now we're talking. Pretty cheap way to play roulette. We go over there, $1 roulette. I'm fucking hyped. We're playing. Lily and me went fucking crazy on the roulette. I was up to $400 at one time. I put in $40. I was up to $400. And, I'm tipping a little bit here and there. Here you go. But Tex is going crazy. Our main dealer's name was Jerry. And Tex is like, here comes Jerry Bear, fucking J-Rock, hell yeah, fucking good. He's the lucky guy. Just Tex is going nuts, commentating everything. And there's other people at the table. We're all laughing. And I'm just fucking hitting my numbers. Like, not back to back, but every like 4 or 5 rolls, like I would hit a big one. And we're making this money. We sat on that table for like 2 hours. For sure, from like 1 a.m. to like 3 a.m. Maybe even later. Because I know we finally got back to the room at like 4:30. So anyways, we're fucking doing that shit. By the way, guys, no reason to drive. All the casinos are touching each other. So we're just walking around, walking from casino to casino. Got a billion free drinks because whenever you're playing roulette or any game, really, you get free drinks. Fucking drinking free drinks. I'm getting fucked up as all hell, and I'm winning. So I go to cash out. I had, I think, $250. So if you guys remember earlier in the story, I spent $200 on the dinner. And then I spent, I don't know, like $50 on the Zach Baggins Haunted Museum. So roulette paid for my portion of the staycation. Now, don't worry. The next day I lost a ton of money too. But for this one scenario, it was a great day. Anyways, after that we go to the room. We have a delicious night's sleep in these nice, awesome beds. And then we wake up and then we have to get out the room. Usually I like to sleep in. I sleep in till like 1 p.m. You know what? My job doesn't require me to be up early. I get my fucking work done. So fuck it. But I'm getting up early. I'm kind of groggy or whatever. Lily says, let's go to the pool. We go to the pool, and it's this really nice pool. It has like a big shark tank in the middle of the pool. So you can go up to the glass. You can look at, like, fuck, there's got to be fucking 500 big-ass fish in this tank. It's a humongous, it's bigger than this entire room, this fish tank. And the fish just go in circles around and around and around. There's sharks in there, all different types of sharks. Big motherfucking fish, a couple little fish. And you just look at them go by, and you're sitting there, and there's like a waterfall. It's a nice pool. And I thought it would be a nice time. Except I had the worst time ever. It's hot as all goddamn hell. Okay? The pool is completely overcrowded. There must be 500 seats. Every seat is taken. All right? Outside the pool. They also have these seats that are halfway in the pool. Every fucking goddamn seat is taken, too. So we finally find somewhere to stash, you know, like my wallet and shit. And, people are fucking fidgeting around looking for their shit, fucking with our shit. I just knew my wallet's gonna get stolen. It does not get stolen, but it's worrying me the entire time. It's hot as fuck. My shoulders got sunburned last week. My shoulders are hurting. All the while, they're playing some bullshit fucking EDM music. Just boom, 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 boom. All while that's happening, waterfall starts annoying me. And then, okay, the absolute worst part of this pool was there were seemingly millions of little kids everywhere, all ages, from 1 to 15, everywhere, splashing, screaming, splashing, running around, playing tag, fucking off in every direction, all over the place. And it's like, there's no way to relax, right? You go to the pool to relax. There was not an ounce of relaxation. There's fucking people splashing you, sitting down, you're trying to relax. Splash, splash. Kid comes up to you. Ah! Runs away. Fucking EDM. And at the same time, your fucking wallet's getting fucked with. Oh my God. It was too much for me. Oh, and there's a water slide. Oh my God. The whole reason I wanted to go to the pool. Let me bring you guys to how bitter and sad I was at this very moment. The whole reason I want to go to this pool, because imagine this. It's like something out of a movie. There's a water slide. The water slide is like this tube, right? It's a tube, but it goes through the shark tank that I was just talking about. So you're sliding, you look up, you see fish all around you. You look down, you're sliding over a fish. It's this tube that goes through the middle of the shark tank. And I thought to myself, oh my God, I can't wait to do that. I get there, I look up, the line is not 50 people. Hot ass, you gotta sit in the sun, 50 people. They're only doing one person per minute, it fucking seems like. And I'm looking down, I didn't bring flip-flops. This is my fault. I'm looking down. If you wanna wait in line, you have to burn your fucking feet off. So if I wanted to go to this water slide, the whole reason I wanted to be at the pool was this water slide. If it was important to me, I would have to, A, burn all the skin off of my feet, get my entire body sunburned, and stand in line for a half hour. So, needless to say, didn't get to go down the water slide. Didn't matter, though. I was over it at that point. We went home, got to take a nap, and still even had a good night then. So even though Lily's birthday was only one day, it kind of rolled over into 2. And I've always said, you know what? Fuck it. Nothing wrong with a birthday week. No reason you can't celebrate for 7 days straight. Hey, maybe even a birthday month. Dare I say, nothing wrong with it. Nothing wrong with it, but it was a great time. And that's how I spent my Wednesday. That's also what surprised me too. Thursday morning, early in the morning, that's when the pool is fucked. Oh my God, on Saturday, it must just be a disaster. Oh, I remember, okay, this is really mean of me, right? I remember wishing someone would drown from how angry I was. I wish somebody drowns so they fucking clear everybody out, and then I can sneak up there and go through that tube myself. Terrible thought, but I don't fucking care. I was so annoyed at how fucking unrelaxing it was. Impossible to relax. Yeah, so that was cool. Also, speaking of a tube, I went to my first water park as an adult last week on Sunday. So I did the podcast Friday and then Saturday. Sunday I went to a water park. I was really hungover, but I had an excellent time. I didn't go on that many rides. Maybe only went on 8 rides, but it was fantastic. I went down this one big slide. Woo! you went on this thing like they put a tube on you and it slides you down, then you go up a half pipe and then slide back down. A bunch of just bullshit sliding, and I mean, you guys know it's all the same shit. But it was a great time. Water park, highly recommend it. Let's jump into the news real quick because I didn't know that I was going to be able to ramble. I had a whole bunch of other topics to talk about, but fuck it. We spent the whole damn podcast talking about that one day. It's one of those like greatest day ever kind of things. It was a lot of fun things happening. I didn't spend too much money. It was a great time. Remember in Hey Arnold, there was the list. It was the list where it was handed down from generation to generation. The list of how many fun things can you do in one day. And fucking Arnold tried to do all these fun things, but he ended up having a terrible time. But then in the end, it ended up being a fun time. That's how it felt like, you know? A couple of setbacks, but still had a great fucking time. Excellent time. Let's go to the news real quick. 300 released following ICE raid at Bay Springs food plant. Now, there was a big ICE raid, immigrant raid in Mississippi. Now, you guys know my thoughts on illegal immigration. We spoke about it last podcast. I have a real hard stance on it. I don't think you're a good parent if you're crossing the border, you're crossing some water or some desert with your child with you. I think that makes you a horrible parent. You're committing a real crime while crossing the border. I think fuck you. I think it's a terrible way to treat your kid. I think you're a criminal. Eat my asshole. But today, this came out, and I guess they did a big raid in Mississippi. Fuck are you? What is wrong? Fuck you, dude. See, why Mississippi? Let's read. 300 people who were detained in immigration raids throughout the central part of the state have been released, according to the DOJ. U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement and ICE Homeland Security investigations raided 7 locations across the state Wednesday. A total of 680 people were detained, with officials calling it the largest single-state worksite enforcement operation in the nation's history. One of the raids took place at a Payco Foods in Bay Springs. Raids also took place at 2 other Payco locations in Canton and Sebastopol. God damn it, Mississippi. Name your cities better. Sebastopol. I can't wait for you guys to just butcher me in the comments. I don't know how to say that word. About 30 people were released Wednesday at the sites where they were initially encountered, and the other 270 were released after being processed by Homeland Security and the National Guard base in Pearl. Whatever. During processing, detainees were asked if they had any children who were at school or child care who needed to be picked up. According to the Department of Justice, HSI made cell phones available for parents to arrange care for their children or other dependents. HIS also had liaison officers working with the school districts to facilitate this process. I didn't know any of this information because I saw a headline on Facebook that said a bunch of children were just left at school and no one knew about it, and they were just left there wondering where their parents were. So it really goes to show, how the news will cherry pick, what they want to do. Or perhaps this website could be lying also. Maybe they're just throwing that part in, and maybe the parents of the kids could not be contacted or whatever, who knows. But it's really weird that we've seen 2 completely different sides of this incident being reported way differently. And I've said this before, if your side of any debate or whatever, if your side has to lie, then maybe you're doing, maybe you're not in the right. You know what I mean? I'm not saying this side's lying or the other side's lying. I just use this topic for any form of debate. For example, all the people that hate on guns oftentimes really horribly overestimate statistics. Fucking yeah, it's crazy. And here's my thing: if you have to lie, maybe you should kind of question why you're doing this. As far as the media goes, media people reporting on this, if you have to lie, maybe take a second look at yourself and figure out what's going on. Anyways, continuing the article, as part of HSI procedures, if HSI encountered 2 parents with minor children at home, they released one of the parents on humanitarian grounds and returned that person to the place they were arrested. HSI similarly released any single parent with minor children at home, a home. With minor children, a home. At home, whatever. On humanitarian, whatever. They gave them back to their fucking... They set them free. Now, this whole podcast is going to be about Lily. We were talking about this, and she was like, yeah, it's fucked up that they would do that. It turns out neither me nor her knew that this was happening. All we thought was that all these people got taken away, and their kids, who knows what happens to the kids, just get forgotten about. And she was like, yeah, that's not right. That's terrible. If that's how we're doing it in this country, it's wrong. And I was thinking to myself, yeah, I mean, it's unfortunate. That sucks. Turns out we were kind of lied to, and or maybe I'm being lied to right now. But turns out that they already had this shit covered. So again, I don't know if this article's true, or maybe the other side is true, but definitely some information here that I didn't know about. Here's my thing, okay? You guys know my hard stance. Don't care about the illegal immigrants. If you guys fucked up, get out. They're fucking get them out of here. You know what I'm saying? But my question is, who gives a fuck about Mississippi? No, like illegal immigrants can't be that big of a problem in Mississippi. Here's my thing. Okay, if you're an illegal immigrant, you go to LA and you start fucking, smuggling coke and selling meth across the city, get the fuck out of here. If you happen to maybe find your way to America and then you slipped off to Mississippi, that just means you're just trying to fucking get, you just want to just live your life and be left alone. Good. That's fine. That's fine. All right. Where are our priorities when, these people are just at fucking work. They're doing a job. They're in the middle of the country, fucking in Mississippi. Why the fuck aren't we doing these big ass scary raids in Texas or Arizona or even Nevada or California? All like the places where it's way fucked. Like, my problem right now is that people can still get across the border, right? I'm not gonna go on this whole build a wall thing because I don't think that shit would work. But I think that if you get caught crossing the border, you should get in trouble, right? Who gives a fuck about Mississippi? Leave these fucking people alone. All right? I get it. Illegal immigration is bad. You're a criminal. You suck. But you know what? If they got that far in and they're just laying low, just minding their own fucking business, then let them do that. Mind their fucking business. Okay? I don't think we should be after these people who are just raising their kids, sending their kids to school, living a normal life. I don't think that should be high on our priority list. I don't think this should be the biggest ICE raid in the nation's history. Happened in what fucking Mississippi? Why? Who gives a fuck? I don't know, man. I think we should be targeting the bad shit that's happening. The drugs happening. The raping that's happening at the border. The guns. The beheadings. I think we should worry about that shit over there. Leave Mississippi alone. Leave all this shit alone. Okay? Now, I'm guessing it was somebody snitched because Very Real Reality, he's a regular here in the chat room, he said that a place where he worked, or he knew of a place near where he lived that got raided years ago, and it was just a chicken plant or something. It's just people going there just fucking making chicken, getting paid, whatever. Leave them alone. What do you mean? I don't know. So this whole story just has me kind of like I don't think my mind has changed on the whole thing, but I just feel like I'm trying to get behind this shit, right? It's hard for me to have my particular stance, my fuck you kind of stance. It's hard for me to have that stance when these are the actions being taken. They're fucking around in Mississippi. Come on, man. Come on, America. Come on, ICE people. Whoever's running that fucking thing. I'm trying to be on your side. I'm trying to, I'm trying to fuck with y'all. But when you're putting all your fucking eggs in fucking Mississippi, I don't, what do you, I can only support y'all for so long. But you keep doing dumb shit like this, eventually I'm going to have to fucking switch sides. Because this is stupid. This is something, what are y'all doing? Next news article. By the way, we're not going to talk about any of the mass shootings because I don't really have that much information on that shit. But there's one thing I can tell you guys. Anyone who's racist should fuck off. I'm glad in this country you're allowed to be racist, but when you start taking actions and killing people, I think they should just fucking throw the book at this guy. I hope he gets, all these guys, I hope they just get fucked in prison, because they're out here killing kids and shit. Also, you're out there doing this shit with guns. You're making all the gun people look bad. Like, that's all I can think about every time. You get these people who are like seemingly into guns, right? Probably fucking gun advocates, probably have a lot of fun with the guns. And they're just going out there fucking around, killing people, fucking it up for your boys. Like, do you like guns or not? If you like guns, quit fucking up with them all the fucking time. Quit messing it up for us. So anyway, speaking of guns, we'll talk a little bit more about that. Suspect shot during home invasion in West Valley. I always love reading about these because in my small, feeble mind, I feel like when you read a story like this, I think it deters more home invasions. I feel like it makes criminals or people who are just down on their luck or whoever, I think it makes people less likely to want to break into a home when you read a story that says, oh, somebody broke into a home and immediately got shot. I think if you were thinking, I was going to rob a home tomorrow, let's scratch that. I don't want to do it. Metro said a suspect was shot while trying to break into a home on Wednesday. According to police, they were called around 2:33 p.m. The shooting happened at the Regency at the Lakes Apartments complex. Andrea, a woman who lives at the apartments and didn't want to give her last name, said the suspected intruders robbed her place first. The detectives asked me just to see what was missing, and I did notice a few things that weren't there anymore. Despite only living in the apartment with her family for about a month, she said her downstairs neighbor took notice of the intruders. Our downstairs neighbor heard the commotion, and he knows that we're not there during the day. She said her neighbor called the cops and armed themselves. The suspected thieves then forced their way into his apartment downstairs. Las Vegas police said one of the three suspects was shot by the homeowner after breaking open the door. He was taken to UMC for treatment and is expected to survive. Now, not to be a fucking tough badass or anything, not to be a badass tough guy, okay? And I don't want to be insensitive, but if you break down my door, dude, you're not going to UMC. You're going straight to the fucking morgue. You're not going to be treated on site for your wounds. You're gone. You're fucking dead immediately. Breaking into my fucking house, dude, you're gone. This guy had a little more restraint than me. After I got broken into, I talked to a lot of the neighbors and found out that other people's houses had been getting broken into. They added that their place was broken into in November of 2018. So this is kind of like a bad area. Where was it? Spring Mountain, West Deserton, and South Fort Apache. Actually, never mind. This is not that bad of an area. This is kind of a nice area. So it's in a nice area. All these people are getting fucking robbed. Another neighbor said, for me, it's heartbreaking because, it's not safe. It's close by. Yeah, detectives with LV MPD were still working to identify the two other suspects. Now, yeah, we talk about this all the time. I think this is a happy ending. I think it's a happy story. I think a lot of people got lucky in this story. You know what I mean? This could have been a 3-for-1. Obviously, when you're in that situation, maybe things will be different. But let me put it like this. If this guy, the downstairs neighbor, if he had children present, nobody would have survived. All right, you're not going to break into my fucking house and harm my children, okay? Maybe you're going to take my TV, okay, maybe I'll shoot you once and you'll be okay. You're going to come into somebody's house and harm their children, or you want to fuck up my dog? Oh, I'm blasting. They're not going to recognize you. Oh, I don't know, just a crazy thing, man. On the subject of guns, dude, this mass shooting shit is fucking heartbreaking, and it happened, 3 times in 2 days? And now, my Facebook is blowing up, and I have not said anything on Facebook. I know better now than to get into a Facebook debate. But I got a bunch of people on there. I'm not going to, play the victim or anything. But I see a lot of people today super racist against white people. And I've been seeing all these fucking memes that say, the most dangerous people in America, and it's just a big it's all the mass shooters that are white. And it's like, whoa, dude, this is you guys are fucking seriously lying about shootings right now. You're super lying, and there's all this propaganda, and, I get it in America, the safest race to be right now is probably going to be white. You know what I mean? I get it. There's racism out there. The criminal justice system is fucked up. Police are way out of hand, especially when it comes to minorities. I get it. That's all true. We should work to fix that. But sharing these memes and like super like turning it into a race thing is not the way to do it. You know what I mean? I then saw another real picture of all the actual mugshots of people who got in trouble for what would be considered a mass shooting. And they come in all fucking races, shapes, sizes, and ages. I mean, not that many females on there, but as far as like the color of the people and the ages, and they're all fucking people who kill people come in all fucking shapes, colors, and sizes. Bad people come in all fucking come in everything, man. They come in everything. Ugh. You know some of them do. I don't know, man. It was just I don't know. Yeah, people, man. Me and you guys and everybody. We gotta respect each other. You know what I mean? We gotta respect each other, appreciate each other. You know, and this shooting thing is terrible, and it's getting out of hand. And you know me, man. I'm super gun guy. I got 2 guns right next to me. I got 2 more right over there. But it's like, what's the answer? I say this to you guys all the time. What is the answer? I don't know what it is. I don't know what we can do. You know, one side says take away everyone's guns. I say how. You know what I mean? How can you do it? I don't think it can be done. So I don't see that as logical. So I don't know. It's a sticky situation over there with everybody coming on everybody. Sticky. It's getting weird. Yeah, so anyways, we're a little bit over time today. I thought this would be a fast podcast, but that's all I got for you guys as far as entertainment. Stick around though, because I am going to do a post show where we can continue hanging out, maybe play some video games. But as far as podcast and news, that's all I got for you guys. And trivia, I appreciate you guys for hanging out. If you tuned in a little bit late, don't worry. The podcast also comes out on Sunday on both iTunes, Podbean, and YouTube. If you liked what you heard today, maybe it made you chuckle, made you laugh, tell a friend. I met some guy last night at the bar. He said, hey, man, I checked out your podcast. You told me about it last week. And I was like blown away. I was like, dude, I must have told 9,000 people about this podcast. And I've never had anyone that came back a week later and said, hey, I watched it. It was really funny. So that made me feel really good. And I would appreciate it if you guys could tell a friend if you enjoyed the podcast. Share it, because that's the only way we're going to grow. I feel like when you see a podcast show up on YouTube that says 55 minutes long, it's not really something that can grow organically. It kind of has to grow via word of mouth. We need to shove this shit down people's throats, goddammit. Anyways, thank you guys all for tuning in. I'm going to shout everybody out. Give me a hell yeah if you guys have a chance. We have iBookBoy, UK, Varial Reality, Trainwreck, Chanting Plum, OG, Mickey, Sherry, Bo, Barry, Trainwreck, and I guess that's about it. We have more viewers. I don't know why they're not talking. I guess this podcast can be interactive, but it's also a fun podcast to just set your phone down on the ground, throw in some headphones, sit in the bathtub, maybe spark up a bleezy, if you guys so choose to do that. It's you guys don't have to be in the chat room if you don't want to. It's more for your listening pleasure. So I greatly appreciate all of you guys who showed up. If you want to stick around, please do. We're doing the post show, and tell a friend. And I guess that's pretty much it for the podcast today. So like I said, respect each other, and let's all strive to one day be able to go to Outback Steakhouse or Applebee's or Chili's or even, God forbid, Olive Garden and never look at the prices because we're so goddamn rich. I wish that fantasy on all of you guys. Let's play that motherfucking intro, motherfucker, goddammit, what? Brr. This is my impression of every kid at the pool.